This video will show you how to install the red dot laser pointer into your Omtech Polar, Polar Plus, or Gwiki Cloud desktop laser machine. We're going to go through it kind of quickly, but if you want more details, you can join me while I install it in real time in the video which I'll link below. To install the red dot, you'll need some basic tools: a Phillips screwdriver, a small flathead screwdriver, the Allen keys that came with your laser, and maybe you might need a 7mm wrench or an adjustable wrench, but probably not. Now, just a quick heads up, your beam combiner might look a little different. Specifically, it might have a different drag chain or a different wire loom, and these are just to weigh down the wire and keep it out of the path of the beam. We've experimented with a bunch of different options to try to minimize the wear and tear on the wire, and we're currently shipping them with the loom, but it may vary over time. To get started, first let's remove this left top panel. So take out these two screws. Now we're going to unhook two connectors in the back. The one plugged into the LEDs can be a little bit tough, and this is actually probably the hardest part of the entire installation. Just be sure to pull on the connector and not the wires so you don't damage it. And then once you get it disconnected, feed the LED connector through the hole so it's no longer tying that panel down. Then reach your arm inside the machine and push out on the wall to free the panel so you can remove it. To power the red dot, we're going to tap into a 5-volt supply on the controller board. Remove this piece of sheet metal on the front left floor of the machine to get access to it. It's held on by 3 screws. Now find a ground or GND spot here, like the one in the CN6 section. We're going to attach the black wire there. Find a 5-volt spot, like on the U axis, and we're going to use that for the red wire. Now if one of these two spots isn't free, you can actually double up the wires if necessary and use an occupied spot. Now to get to these, you're going to pull those green plugs straight up and they'll pop out. Use a small flathead screwdriver to loosen the connector and stick the wire in there, then tighten it down with the screwdriver. Give the wire a gentle tug to ensure it's secure, and make sure that metal connector is clamped down on the bare wire and not the wire's insulation. Put the metal panel loosely back into place. And we want the end of your drag chain or the wire loom to attach to that upper left screw here. Use a screw or a zip tie to secure it. Tuck any excess wire down underneath the metal panel and then screw that panel back into place. If you have to omit the screw on the upper left side, that's okay and it's not going to harm anything. Now place the beam combiner assembly on the rail with its right side approximately lined up with the right side of that plate you just installed. Its exact position to the left and the right doesn't really matter. What does matter, however, is that it's completely flat down against the railing. Look for the 2 little set screws at the bottom of the beam combiner assembly and make sure that they're out of the way, so rotate them counterclockwise a little bit just to be safe. And then slide that slot down over the rail. Now press the unit down firmly against the railing. You want to press on that fixed plate and not on the plate that's being held by springs. Once you think you have it in place, stick your nail under it just to be sure there's no gap. And here you can see I feel a little bit of a gap on the left side, so I'm going to keep working it down into place. Once it's completely flat, go ahead and tighten those 2 set screws until they're snug. Now let's go ahead and turn on the machine. You should see that the red dot comes on automatically, but it's probably going to be misaligned, and that's okay. Grab those 2 plates that are separated by the spring and try squeezing them together. Try squeezing each side and each corner, and when you do this, you will see the red dot move. When you see it moving towards the mirror, that tells you that that's the corner or the side that you need to adjust. So while you keep it pinched, go ahead and twist the 1 or 2 nuts on the springs to mimic that way you're squeezing it. So for example, if you're squeezing the corner, you just need to adjust the nut on that corner. If you're squeezing on a side, you're probably going to need to adjust the 2 nuts that pull that side together. Now once you get the red dot as close as you can to the mirror using this particular adjustment, you might find you need to adjust it in another direction. So go back and squeeze each part of those plates together again and see which additional adjustment you need to make. Then once you have your red dot somewhere close to the middle of the mirror, you can probably call it a success, and I think you're probably done. But if you want to fine tune it, you can try firing a small pulse and then align the red dot to that burn mark. And you can find more details about this in the other video we linked below. And along the way, if you have any questions or problems, don't hesitate to reach out. Take care.